In this video, we are going to look at multiplying polynomials, specifically mostly binomial times binomial, two terms times two terms, using the box method. You will take your notes on Booklet, page 8, and make sure that you are watching, listening, and taking notes. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at our algebra tiles example here. So I have on the outside my 2x minus 1 and my x plus 2. Here's my 2x minus 1 and here's my x plus 2. And on the inside, for each spot, I multiplied that row, that column. So to get this, I multiplied x times x is x squared. Here, I did x times x is x squared. Here, I did x times negative 1 is negative x. And then here, x times 1, x times 1, and so on. Okay, so that's how I got the inside. Now, our box method follows the same concept. Our box method follows the exact same concept, but we don't want to have to use algebra tiles every single time. So what we're doing is we're putting on the outside our 2x minus 1 and our x plus 2, and then on the inside, we just do 2x times x is 2x squared, x times negative 1 is negative 1x, 2x times 2 is 4x, and then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So our simplified expression is, see if I can get this right, sorry about that. Our simplified expression is 2x squared minus 1x plus 4x minus 2. Combining my like terms, 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. That's my simplified expression. Now again, we don't want to have to use algebra tiles every time. They're meant to give us that visual image, but we want to be able to do it symbolically without the algebra tiles. So let's take a look at that. So starting by what is the box method? All it is a method that helps us to organize our work as we're multiplying. So you're going to put the factors on the outside, and actually let me start by saying we will start by drawing a box. If it's binomial times binomial, it'll be a little window pane there, 2 by 2 box. You'll put the factors on the outside, so out here, and then to get each spot on the inside, you multiply that row with that column. And then you will combine your like terms, which is almost always, not always, but almost always going to be those two middle terms there. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples so you can see that this is not really difficult. In fact, it's one of the easiest things we've done so far this year, as long as you keep straight what it is that you're doing. Okay, so example 1, x minus 3 times 4x minus 5. So I'm going to start by drawing a box. I'm going to go kind of big here. On the outside is going to go my x minus 3 and my 4x minus 5. So that's my factors. That's the things I'm multiplying. Okay? To get the inside, I'm going to multiply that row, that column. So to get this first box, I'm going to do x times 4x, which is going to give me 4x squared. To get this second box, 4x times negative 3 is negative 12x. Be careful with your signs there. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Next, negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And then negative 5 times negative 3 is a positive 15. So my simplified answer, remember I still need to combine my like terms here, those are both x's. My simplified answer is going to be 4x squared, negative 12x and a negative 5x. Signs are the same, so I add and keep the sign, and then plus 15. That's my answer. I can't do anything else because they're not like terms, so I can't continue adding and subtracting. I can only combine things that are like terms. So done. Most of the time, when I multiply binomial times binomial, two terms times two terms, I am going to get a trinomial, 3 terms. Okay, let's look at the next example. So ready? We're going to start by drawing our box. It's a binomial times binomial, so I'm going to go 2 terms, 2 by 2 here. I'm going to put on the outside my 3x plus 1 and my x plus 4. Then I'm going to multiply each row, each column. So 3x times x is 3x squared. X times 1 is x, or 1x. 3x times 4 is 12x. 4 times 1 is 4. Again, I have some like terms here to combine. And I didn't leave myself very much room, so I'm going to write my simplified answer down here. I'm going to get 3x squared. 12x plus 1x is 13x. That's from the blue bubble there, plus 4. That is my final answer. I cannot do anything else because they are not like terms. So that is it. That's my final answer there. All right, let's take a look at another example. We have 3 more examples to do. We're just going to do 1 more now. Then we'll do the other 2 in class together. I'm going to do example 3 with you now. So we are going to draw the box. You know what? I don't think I drew that big enough. Let me start over because I've got some coefficients there, so I want to make sure I don't get too messy. I'm drawing a big box. Okay, on the outside, 2x minus 3, 3x plus 4. All right, multiplying each row, each column. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. 2x times 4 is 8x. And 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Pay attention to your signs. I would say that's the #1 place where people mess up. They don't pay attention to their positives and negatives, so make sure that you do. Once again, I have like terms right there in that blue bubble. That's usually going to happen. Not always, but usually. So my simplified answer, 6x squared, a negative 9x plus 8x. Signs are different, so I subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So minus 1x and then minus 12. Okay. We are going to do example 4 and example 5 together. So you don't need to do those right now. Just go ahead and take a look at the next task that you are supposed to do, and then we will complete those 2 together in class.